Wow, she's all over the place. A little fitting, I suppose. Why would she hand me a lollipop she was licking? It's kinda gross.
Field assignment? That will take some extra time.
What the fuck's up with this lag?
Want to go for a walk in the cemetery with me?
What prompted that?
Oh, are you here to see Michi?
12!
Feel free to take the time to look at the new supplies, too.
The fuck does that mean? Am I the only one who gets minor anxieties whenever visiting the cash shop in gacha games? You never know what kind of game developer you're dealing with. Gacha game developers are only either one of two things. They want to make a game, but the best way to monetize games in today's day and age is through gacha games. Or they literally don't give a shit other than fucking money. And I do mean fucking money. As in they just wanna fuck their money. Oh, you're gonna be yellow for a while, aren't ya? Why do you have to make me do these things, game?
I am deeply grateful.
Oh, cool. I guess there really is a reason why story mode is a feature now, huh?
You occupy a position of great influence, and the attention upon you shall only grow in the days to come. Permit me to perfect your attire, for wherever your journey may lead, you must always embody grace and distinction.
Alright, let's do this. I was expecting to do Oliver at this moment, but wasn't expecting it would be when a new character would show up. That's just how it is. Mr. Worthington. There are rumors suggesting that the pharmaceutical factory explosion was directly caused by aging equipment. Can you confirm if this is true? Yes! According to regulations, pharmaceutical facilities must undergo safety inspections every 6 months. However, they deliberately skipped this procedure to cut costs and brazenly falsified their inspection reports. The official investigation report will be released tonight, where you can find all the specific details. Wait, am I still playing with a face cam? Oh, sure. I'm just gonna turn that off. Is that necessary? The equipment malfunction destroyed the research facility, resulting in hundreds of casualties. The production lines have completely halted. While the survivors are physically safe, they now face the burden of unemployment. Every aspect of this tragedy weighs heavily in our hearts. But what's done cannot be undone. All we can do now is minimize the negative impact of this incident. Rebuild the factory, provide support to the bereaved families, compensate for both financial and emotional damages, and offer assistance to those who have lost their jobs. So, what you're saying is, even though this accident wasn't your responsibility and you had no connection to the factory, you've been pushed forward to clean up their mess? I won't shirk my responsibilities. I failed to uncover the factory management's deliberate concealment of safety hazards, which was indeed a dereliction of duty. Moreover, as the town councillor, it's only right that I should be the first to step forward when such a tragic accident befalls our town. Councillor, your words might be too convoluted for everyone to understand. How about I interpret that for all you? This accident may be a hassle, but it's also a golden opportunity. Just a little strategic handling, and you'll secure yourself a neat package deal. Public approval, a good reputation, and a stepping stone for your political career. You couldn't ask for a more convenient and foolproof investment. If I'm not mistaken, your rush to shoulder all responsibility is nothing but a calculated move to pad your political resume and secure your entry into East Side's political arena, isn't it? I don't think I like Pine's approach to things. We've had a lot of nihilist characters in Path to Nowhere, like Pine. We've had a lot of nihilistic sinners. But I've never seen someone be this active and handle it in such a toxic way. The recent A-rank sinner that comes to mind, I forgot her name, but she's the one with the sword that also showed up in Zero's event. She was a pessimist as well, not nihilist, my bad. But she handled it, but she was able to handle it rationally. Like, she was able to determine the emotional cost, and and she handles it in a way that's realistic for her alone. You know? Young lady, I think there's been a misunderstanding. Moreover, have you actually kept any of your promises? Hold on. From what I know, numerous compensation payments are still pending, repeatedly delayed. Are you genuinely trying to help those people, or is this all just a publicity show for the media? Or perhaps there's something more sinister behind this accident that you're not telling us. This is outrageous. If you're going to make such claims, bring forth concrete evidence. A professional journalist should not be throwing around baseless accusations. Baseless accusations? How dare you bring that up? When it comes to baseless accusations, who could possibly surpass your expertise? It's you! What are you doing here? Finally found you. Intern reporter. Just how many hats do you wear? Come with me, Cinderpine. I appreciate your help, but you're gonna have to come with us now. Pine, did you catch anything I just said? Huh? Well then. I understand you're eager to conduct your investigation, but as a sinner, you need to submit a comprehensive exit application, with all the required documentation in compliance with regulations. I won't approve applications without legitimate reasons. No matter how many times you submit applications like this one, the result will remain the same. Do you understand? He's saying that my reasons for a request aren't legitimate enough? If simply going out to work isn't deemed acceptable, then what exactly meets your criteria for legitimacy? Do you remember what you wrote in the application? Gather materials, don't ask questions. You really think that counts as a legit reason? What else do you expect me to write? I'm a professional journalism content creator. Right, I forgot she does that too. I never disclose any details about my reports to anyone before they're officially released. If I can't even handle basic confidentiality like this, how can I claim to uphold my channel's reputation? How could I possibly expose the schemes and dirty secrets of those crafty politicians? You know, the bureau probably has some kind of TOS or something. Let's not drag this out and find a middle ground, okay? It's just about a standard application, isn't it? I'll draft it now and you can approve it right away. Time's of the essence here. You were so decisive during the election season. I hope for something different. Turns out you're just like those suited bureaucrats. All red tape and endless procedures with none of the efficiency. I hate that I agree, but since you think I'm being inefficient, why don't we try a different approach? The Hedgehog's Eye is a social media account that publishes content online, right? Couldn't you get your work done without leaving the Bureau? The Bureau has excellent network connectivity. You can easily contact your external sources and have them send materials to you while staying here to write and publish your reports in peace. If you need, I can even arrange a private room for you to work on your content without distraction. Bureau's a big place, after all, I suppose. You don't understand. This one's different. It's not something I can piece together just from leads passed along by informants. How is it different? none of your business. You really want to know, you'll just have to wait and catch it on the Hedgehog's Eye. What's the fun in knowing about a bombshell before it drops? The true excitement lies in witnessing it explode in real time. I don't agree. Information should be made on the know as soon as it's available when someone asks. To as many people as soon as possible, even if it's just one person at first. Why don't you take a look at this? This might be useful for your investigation. You. Of course you know. You've been tracking my movements, and you knew I'd be at that public speech. Nothing gets past you, does it? Yeah, holy shit. She's way past pessimistic. She's actually straight up, like, what's the word for it? Psychotic? No, overly cautious. There's a more fitting word for it. Paranoid. She's got esteem issues, man. This is exactly why I avoid doing my research and evidence gathering online. Because people like you are always watching. Seriously, if you have enough time to spy on every webpage that sinners browse, don't you think you're taking this chief position a bit too leisurely? This isn't spying. After the dark web incident, Eastside has mandated stricter network monitoring across all districts and departments, especially for the MBCC, where information flow is crucial. I need to keep track of sinners' online activities to prevent any uncontrollable incidents. What's the difference? It's just the same thing wrapped in prettier words. Typical bureaucratic wordplay from people like you. Sarcasm won't get you anywhere. Good God, what will it take to earn this person's trust? If you really want to go outside, you'd better tell me everything about the situation right now. Only then can I help you. You can trust us. The Bureau knows how to keep their secrets. I know how to keep my secrets. I'm not just here to rubber stamp your leave request. Perhaps I could also let you make use of this authority you so despise. But that I happen to have. But this authority you so despise, but that I happen to have. Last week, the Hedgehog's Eye received a private message from an anonymous sender who claimed they wanted to expose Hale. Hale, just another unremarkable rookie serving as Shedtown's administrative officer. I'd run into him a few times before. He was like a young sapling back then, full of naivete and boundless enthusiasm. I've seen too many of his kind. Like clockwork, they show up in front of department buildings convinced they'll change the world with their abilities, desperate to prove their existence means something grand. But when reality and temptation come knocking, with a snap they just break under their own weight. So this Hale, he fell for reality and temptation? Going by the records alone, there's nothing remarkable about him. Seems like a well-behaved rookie who keeps his head down. Appearances can be deceiving, Chief. According to our anonymous source, this rookie may look like some harmless, bright-eyed idealist, but he's been up to plenty of dirty business behind closed doors. Even so, what kind of damage could an administrative officer like him do? With limited influence, there's only so much trouble he could cause, right? You're right about that. The accusations in that tip-off are just the usual minor infractions. Illegal trades, backroom deals, abuse of power, so on and so forth. Nothing but your run-of-the-mill corruption. I get a dozen tips like this every week. Such unremarkable cases aren't worth publishing in the Hedgehog's Eye. Then what made you interested in him? Because right here, the final accusation states that he orchestrated the pharmaceutical factory explosion in Shed. The factory explosion in Shed? That the same incident brought up during that public speech 3 days ago, where you made a scene. That's why you showed up there, to investigate. Actually, no, I didn't have this tip-off at that time. I was just there to join in the fun. What, is it really that strange for me to show up at high-profile events and get under the bigwig skin? I mean, for you, no, but technically it really should be. Funny coincidence, though. I received this tip-off just a couple days after you brought me back. Only they'd sent it a few days earlier, could have gathered some useful intel during that public speech. What a waste. So now you're my only shot at getting some insider info. You're someone of importance after all. You know this rookie? Got any dirt on him? I regret to say I've never crossed paths with him, but while doing research I did come across some opinions about him. When he first took office, he openly opposed numerous political proposals and even went as far as publicly condemning several high-ranking Eastside officials. That's exactly what makes him an idealistic hothead. His career's been going nowhere. His career's been on a path to no... I'm sorry, I'll stop. With no one willing to back him. What else would you expect when you burned bridges with the bigwigs right out of the gate? And among all of them, his direct superior, Worthington, had the biggest impact on his career. It wasn't just public backlash. Hale repeatedly reported Worthington's abuse of power to higher authorities behind the scenes, but each time it was dismissed due to insufficient evidence. Despite throwing everything he had at Worthington, Hale couldn't even scratch his reputation. Worse still, Worthington knew about every single move he made. Worthington's a cunning one. He knew that with hotheads like this, corruption works better than suppression. Better to have a puppet you can control than an enemy you can't, right? He must have shown Hale exactly what power and status could buy him, making sure he got a taste of those perks himself. Manipulating public resources, turning a blind eye to smuggling, greenlighting illegal deals. A little maneuvering is all it takes for endless profits to flow effortlessly into their pockets. But after seeing all of Worthington's tricks, Hale's appetite only grew bigger. He wasn't content playing the role of obedient subordinate anymore, so he decided to create an opportunity to oust Worthington once and for all. You see, this pharmaceutical factory has been a backbone of the town's economy. Even though the accident wasn't Worthington's fault, such a major incident in this jurisdiction could have easily cost him his entire career. If Worthington got dismissed over this, the position of town councillor would be vacant and Hale could step in. That's right, you've got quite a sharp mind there. I've been through these. So Hale's original plan was to bring Worthington down, or the chief's been through it, obviously. I'm allowed to play a character, okay? He never expected Worthington to handle the whole situation so well. Not only did he turn the crisis around, he even managed to win public favor and support. Usually I love watching these dogs tear each other apart. I was actually excited about Hale taking down Worthington, but blowing up the factory, that's crossing a line. To make matters worse, Worthington managed to turn the crisis around completely. Not only did he keep his job, he's about to get promoted. I could stomach watching their elaborate scheme end up benefiting their enemy instead. So my top priority now is to keep a close eye on Hale. He must have lost it right now. There's no telling what other crazy things he might try. Yeah, he's already a terrorist. As for Worthington, his glory days won't last long either. Once I'm done with Hale, he's next. I won't let that scumbag get away with anything. That old bastard is anything but innocent. With all the filthy things he's done, he deserves to die 1,000 times. If we're looking at this objectively, Worthington is also a victim in this accident. But you seem even more fixated on him than on Hale. Why is that? He's the one who dragged Hale into this mess in the first place. You call that being a victim? Never mind, there's no point in discussing this now. I need to focus on dealing with the immediate problem. I've told you everything you need to know. Can I go out and investigate now? Of course I'm just being polite, because whether you agree or not, I'm getting out of here anyway. Trust me, I have plenty of ways to make your job difficult. So for your own peace of mind, I suggest you read the situation and meet me halfway. Let's not make this messier than it needs to be. Look at that side eye. You say this in your mind as if it's the first time, Chief. We've been through this at literally every time we've been in this interrogation room. With some exceptions, but that's what they are. Alright, I'll approve it. But I have one condition. Here it comes. I'll go with you. What? I'll go with you. You can introduce me to your assistant or whatever role you see fit. I just need to be there. After all, having an extra pair of hands at your disposal never hurts, right? You... Seriously? You? Fine, fine. You've made a concession, so I'll play along. Don't you dare slow me down, got it? Here it comes. I wanna have a snack, by the way. I don't think I'll be continuing voice acting past this. Fuck. Interrogation UI still sucks balls. Bruh. I prefer giving people the benefit of the doubt anyway. No matter how many times I've been fucking fucked before. If I still can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Locally, I guess I'm playing some Ender Magnolia afterwards. Close quarters. What the? Holy shit, man, she's so scary. We haven't encountered a sinner like her. So cunning, so deft. We have many mischiefs in our bureau, of course, but none are as much of an expert as Pine here is. Oh boy, here comes the backstory. Yeah, when all you have at your tool belt of reasoning is pessimism, you're blind to other possibilities. You know? Ah, true. Yeah, there's no need to know who the anonymous source was, huh? Wow, she doesn't even try to hide it. It was very obvious they were related in some way. But the evidence showed up as early as like the first act when Worthington was like, "It's you." Like it was very obvious. That's how these stories and these gacha games usually go. It's not enough for them to just be someone. They have to be someone they knew. NA. Okay. Yep. That's to be expected. Woof. Yeah, why did you reveal your backstory here? Huh. This can't be right. Hey, you can't just... Like, is sedan a brand or just a type of car? Oh. Oh. Nice. That's fucking badass. That is a raw ass line. This world's doomed. I know I'll die sooner or later, but it won't be before you. I was gonna say I think the apple juice lady and pine would make good friends, but apple don't grow on pines after all. The way they pursue the truth is completely different from each other. Aw. This time I'm genuinely confused. Aw. Damn. That was badass. True. We've been with many investigators as their pretend allies, and we've shown time and time again just how incompetent we really are. Well, if Mania's related, we're pretty much an expert, but otherwise, we're pretty much clueless, ain't we? Are we talking about me here? Gee. I didn't do much. In fact, I'm willing to bet that I mostly just got in the way. What's on your mind? Something troubling you? Mind if your assistant helps you figure it out? Help me? Worry about yourself instead of playing therapist. I've only scratched the surface of all the filth on the east side. But I can tell you this much. There's serious danger ahead of you. I know, but worrying about it now won't help. We'll cross those bridges when we come to them. For now, let's focus on what's actually bothering you. You're still worried about Hale, aren't you? Whether Hale chooses to get out now or stays trapped in this mess shouldn't matter to me. I've never been one to meddle in other people's businesses. Excuse me, are you a hypocrite? Is your name Mrs. Hypocrite by any chance? And not Pine? But today something changed when he smiled at me. I just couldn't keep quiet. I think I saw myself in him. My past self. Back then I still had hope for this world. Believed light could exist in the darkest places while I stood in that light, fighting against the darkness. Just like him, I once thought that was enough to challenge everything. People change, especially when we grow and age in this filth, eventually consumed by it. Soon enough, he won't be who he is now either. He might remember our words and everything that happened today, but he'll just laugh it all off someday. He'll mock how naive he once was, thinking he's finally gained the power to control everything. He'll end up just like them. He is their past, and they are his future. Maybe so. What difference does it make? Huh? Even if he changes in the future, so what? I always know when this song's about to play. We should at least believe in who he is right now. Maybe he really can make the world a better place. Besides, in a world this vast, he's not the only one trying to make a difference. You. Going to call me an amateur rookie again? Before you disagree, maybe you should remember your own go-to phrase. Without evidence to prove otherwise, you can't claim what I'm saying isn't true. I never did any of these to make the world a better place. I just want everyone living in this world to see its truest and ugliest face. Even those who've always been overlooked deserve to know the truth. But isn't everything you do proof of your own conviction? You keep saying everyone ends up becoming what they despise, yet you've never lost sight of who you are. Your methods may be questionable, but from what you've told me, I can tell that repeatedly turning down massive temptation isn't something just anyone could do. You've done it, Pine. Whatever. This messed up world is going to bring itself down eventually. Just not today. In that case, might as well have another lollipop. That was cool. I can confidently say that I like this story, this interrogation sequence, as well as Pine as a character. But that also, I really hate her guts. She and I don't think we'll ever be the type who'll see eye to eye like that. Yeah, a fictional character. But hey, I can judge a character based on whether or not I think we'll be good friends.
Oh, come
I still need to go to social occasions personally?
That was cool. I actually forgot, so I guess I may as well talk about my feelings on the new main chapter.
I am deeply
I got a little bit too swept up at the hype at the finale that I completely forgot that I was actually trying to be critical. That's amazing. Jesus Christ, what the hell? It was so long. These are all so long. Fuck. Memorabilia. Ah. Sky begins to blue. Welcome to Elise Land. Everything you do, everything you feel's alright. Alright. Walking on the sea. Feel the breath around me. Falling on the breeze. Drifting in the freedom, everything you do, everything you feel's alright, alright. What's the difference between regular and alternating? The sun is melting in the sea. The region now, they're flying gales over the reefs. I come back to Dreamy Bubble all the time. My favorite is still Beyond Discars. There's been plenty of other events so far. Honestly, I kind of feel No Gang's Land is replacing these two. No Gang's Land is just a representation of how much better the modern writing of Path to Nowhere has been compared to everything. Cause as awesome as this was, its pacing and the writing style and the format, you know, they were still trying to get their act together for the most part. Like, look at this. But I still come back to Dreamy Bubble and Doyle and how well written and awesome of a story this is. Doyle as a the thing Dreamy Bubble has going for it that I think has been lacking, that I think the main story specifically is lacking. The new main story chapter at least is scope and focus. That's a problem that happened with My Hero Academia and why it eventually fell off in a lot of people's minds. Its scope got too big and didn't have the resources in order to manage said scope properly. Dreamy Bubble and a lot of these past events work as well as they are. The ones that work as best as they are is because they have such a focused scope. Like, Dreamy Bubble isn't related to anything else. Beyond Discourse as well isn't related to anything else. Things kind of fall apart when they try to relate when they tried to expand their scope too much. Rainburst and Floral Unfurl were great, but they were way too focused on trying to expand the lore than trying to tell a coherent and enjoyable story. Glitchwave Nile is trying to have its cake and eat it too by having it have good scope but also still having a focused and coherent and satisfying story. But as more shows us, they really didn't succeed with that. The main story is still great, don't get me wrong, there's plenty good to say about it, but it really is the scope, I think that's the problem. Max King's the first minor character in a long time we've had play such a major role and go through a character arc. Donald was alive because he eventually became a playable character. Nobody else in Rustfire really had that kind of importance. Although you could argue the guy in the wheelchair was one of those characters, but he eventually became a boss. We're talking specifically here about minor characters that will simply remain an NPC. Walk coins. And his transformation and growth as a character would have been so great if there was more focus put into him and his growth. The problem with the main story, and I do get this is just the first chapter, but rather than seeing the potential, I am instead worried about said potential rather than being hyped up by it. There's far too many things going on. And obviously, this is the main chapters are gonna take a while, but are they really gonna be able to pull through and fulfill everything they set up in this? What if they decide they want to set up some more in future chapters? You know? Those things are what worry me. Like, yes, chapter 8 was about Max King, but it was also about Elvira and her relationship with this lady whose name I forgot. And it was also about setting up what the underground is gonna be doing now, the new powers they're trying to do. It didn't have enough focus. They needed to have a compromise, but like they were trying to do too much, and as a result, none of the main things that were central to the story were given enough focus. Max King did not get enough time for us to see his character growth. Same for Elvira, pretty much. And Yelena didn't feel like a very impactful villain. Like, her reveal as a twist villain was hype at the moment, but also incredibly unsatisfying now that I can look at it without my emotions getting the better of me. You know? Again, it was great. The whole thing it's trying to say, the social commentary it's putting up, the story it's trying to tell, they're all great, and I am obviously looking forward to the future. But I can't help but be skeptical and worried about said future as well. Oh yeah, Pepper's got a new outfit. People do use her. Toru made fun and said nobody uses her, but she's a core member of the Bleed team. Anyway, That's gonna have to do it for now.
The kids here are all adorable, but why won't any of them take my money?
Hmm.